we are in a need for more women's wrestling from our two main companies.
Nick, great to see you.
Come on, Nick, really?
AEW and WWE both enter the full-on streaming era this year, and we've gotten minimum amounts of women's wrestling since January. WWE went to Netflix in January. We've had 2 shows of Monday Night Raw, 5.5 hours of wrestling, and we've gotten 2 women's matches. 2. AEW went to Max for their streaming service, and in 3 shows on Max, Dynamite has had 6+ hours of wrestling and 3 women's matches. These are the 2 biggest wrestling companies in the world. These are 2 companies that just want to new streaming services, and we've gotten about 12 hours of show and 5 women's matches to show for it. That's ridiculous. Completely ridiculous, especially with the rosters that both WWE and AEW have for their women's division. And then if you go into their other shows, AEW Collision has been on Max for 2 weeks, 2 shows, 4 hours, 2 women's matches in total. This year, SmackDown, USA Network, 3-hour shows each, 6 hours in total, 4 women's wrestling matches. Well, 5 technically when you count the Tiffany Stratton cash-in. 5 matches, 6 hours. What? And then just reading off my phone, like in comparison, NXT from just this past week, 2-hour show on the CW, we had Valkyrie versus Shotzi with Fatal Influence getting involved, 5 women. Metaphor versus Unholy Union, 4 more women. Cora Jade versus Kalani with Slamovich in the crowd, 3 more women. And then Roxanne and Bayley closed out the show, 2 more women. And then if you include everybody in the backstage area, you had Ava, Stevie, Soul, Zariah, Adriana, Izzy, Carmen, Julia, Ren. 23 women on NXT, 1 week, 2-hour show. 23. Plus 3 matches and 1 main event closeout segment. And this is all while continuing to build on the NXT men's division. We had a great tag team match. We had Oba Femi's next challenger, the North American Championship being involved, the Heritage Cup getting into the mix. All this happening, plus you had 3 banger women's matches and a closeout segment on NXT. 2 hours versus 3 hours, 2+ hours for the other shows. If NXT can do it, AEW, Dynamite, and Collision can do it. WWE's main roster, Raw and SmackDown, can do it. Raw, SmackDown, AEW have great women's divisions. Don't get me wrong. It's not about them having the talent or not having the talent. They have the talent. They need to use the talent. Put them in storylines, put them in matches. Just put out more women's wrestling. It's wanted, it's needed, it's being called for right now. Do it. And I know there's other promotions that have great women's wrestling. I get that. I get that there's a lot of other promotions, TNA, Stardom being just 2 off the top of my head, that really puts a focus on women's wrestling. It's not about them. It's about holding the top of the top to a higher standard and to set the mark for women's wrestling. That's what they need to do. Also, get away from doing tournaments, please. That's the cheap and easy way out of booking women's wrestling and women's matches. We have tournaments in AEW. We've had tournaments for the US Championship, tournaments for the IC Championship, tournaments for the Queen of the Ring. It's such an easy cop-out thing to do. Get your writers, book some actual storylines. The talent's there. Use it, book it. The fans want it. It's being called for, especially after this past week, where between Raw and Dynamite, we got 2 matches from women, but yet NXT we had 3. It's a big difference right now in terms of the top of the companies. Do better WWE, do better AEW. My name is Nick. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Give it a thumbs up, share it, do whatever. Follow me on all socials at not Nick_S. Thanks for watching.